Preview review for episode 124 of Dragon Ball Super, titled The Fiercely Overwhelming Assault, Gohan's Last Stand. There is a lot to talk about in this video, guys, including the identity of the person we're looking at right now. Is it Dyspo or is it Beerus? The most requested question I've gotten in a long time. We're going to go through that in this video. We're going to also talk about what is likely going to happen with Gohan. Is he eliminated? Is this his last stand because this is the final episode where we get to see Gohan in this tournament? We will also be talking about who's stronger, Limit Breaker Vegeta or Kaioken Goku. All of that is coming up. But before we get into this, I want to let you guys know that my name is Dooley. You could find me at youtube.com/Dooley. The Dragon Ball Super community there, the family there, has just broke 22,000 subscribers, and you are welcome to be part of it. You can click the red subscribe button below this video or the link in the description to join. But that's it. Let's hop into this preview review. Hey, it's me, Goku. As our fight with Jiren heats up, Gohan is being run down by Dyspo in his super high speed mode and is in trouble. Frieza joins in with his mysterious laugh, and Gohan's strategy against Dyspo begins. Gohan, Frieza, show him your strength. Next on Dragon Ball Super, the fiercely overwhelming assault, Gohan's last stand. Don't miss it. Alright, that was a lot of words real fast, but I think I nailed it. Let's hop into this analysis. Okay, so right away, Frieza and Dyspo are still going at it. I have to say though, Frieza looks like he's doing much better than I expected. According to spoilers and other things, I thought Frieza was going to be losing, but it actually looks like he's doing much better. In this clip, he blocked all of Dyspo's punches and kicks, and this is while he's still in base form without his golden Frieza form. If you take a look at the expression on Dyspo's face, Dyspo is clearly annoyed. It's not like he's running over Frieza or running through Frieza, no pun intended. He's having a hard time as well, and if you look at his face, it actually looks like he's taken more battle damage so far than Frieza. I mean, this could just be residual damage from his other fights in the tournament, but still, my overall point here is spoilers and other things suggest that Frieza should be having an extremely hard time with Dyspo. And this scene, plus the events of 123, makes me feel otherwise. The reason I'm mentioning this, guys, is because I have a theory that actually kind of goes against spoilers. I don't think the reason why Gohan entered the fight with Frieza and Dyspo is because Frieza was in so much trouble. I think what actually happened was Dyspo thought that Gohan would have been an easier target to eliminate than Frieza is, and Dyspo is likely the one who disengaged from Frieza and started to attack Gohan. But we'll talk about that more a little bit later. Let's keep going. And I just want to stop here for a second because I don't think we've seen a Ki Blast ability from Dyspo in this entire tournament. This may be the first, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first time I've seen him fire a Ki Blast. He's been using his speed and physical attacks the whole time. And I think this is pretty cool. That open circular shape, it almost looks like a racetrack. I think the design of his Ki Blast is pretty cool with that lightning on it. I think it all matches very well with him being a character so heavily focused on speed. I like little intricate stuff like this, so I just wanted to point it out. But let's keep going. Okay, if this explosion is the result of Dyspo's tiny little Ki Blast, then that is a problem. That is a problem. Maybe he could somehow use his speed to accelerate his Ki Blast and make them much more powerful than they should be, but that tiny little circular Ki Blast didn't look like it should be doing this much damage. Okay, so right here, this is obviously a stare down between Jiren, Goku, and Vegeta, and it looks like Jiren just got finished powering up. That ki around him was the same power up ki we saw in episode 123, so I think it's good that he had to power up again to fight the new Vegeta and Goku. But it also says that Jiren has not been serious this entire time. Even after it looked like he got serious in 123, this scene is telling us that Jiren wasn't really serious. He only let out a fraction of his power in 123. So at this point, we still have little to no idea what he is really capable of. We have no idea about his upper limits yet. And we have Jiren sending some Ki Blasts at, I'm guessing, Goku and Vegeta. And this is good because, like Dyspo, we haven't seen Jiren casually throwing out Ki Blasts in this tournament. This is the first time that I can think of. We could probably count on one hand the amount of times he's used a Ki Blast in this entire tournament. So maybe he's doing this here because he recognizes Goku and Vegeta are more of a threat now. Also, maybe that explosion we saw earlier was one of his Ki Blasts instead of Dyspo's. That would make more sense to me. Okay, so we get to see Goku here, but where's Vegeta? I want to see more Limit Breaker Vegeta. Either way, it's good that Goku is still in Kaioken. You guys probably already know that one of the problems with Kaioken is that it usually has a very short time limit associated with it. It's definitely not the type of technique that would last a full 7 minutes for the rest of this entire tournament. It's usually just a few seconds. And this is because whenever Goku is under Kaioken, it's usually doing a ton of damage to his body. So it's almost like he's damaging himself while he's damaging his opponents, whoever he's fighting. Here's something interesting about that though. The reason why Kaioken does that damage is because of a lack of ki control. So essentially what happens is that Goku multiplies his strength by 2, 3, 4. I think in this image it's fair to assume that he's using times 20, which is the highest we've ever seen him use. But that multiplication of strength and speed also comes with an overwhelming amount of ki. Far more ki than he knows how to control. And that's why it damages his body. But guys, this entire arc, him experiencing Ultra Instinct, and even Vegeta's new form, it's all been sort of focused around their training with Whis, which is all about ki control, which ties very nicely into this downside of Kaioken. Goku has been learning how to master divine level ki this entire time. My point is, the version of Kaioken Goku that we're looking at now may be the strongest version we've ever seen because he has the highest level of ki control we've ever seen. I asked in a poll on the community page, who is stronger, Limit Breaker Vegeta or Kaioken Goku? And the vast majority of you guys, out of over 2,000 of you guys, the vast majority who voted said that it was Limit Breaker Vegeta. And although I don't fully disagree, I also want to say that I don't know. We don't know that for a fact because this version of Kaioken from Goku may be a version much stronger than any we've seen in the past, and it may not be plagued with some of the usual limitations of Kaioken, like the time limit, like the damage it does to Goku's body. And if that's the case, we don't really know the level that Goku can fight at without those things holding him back while under the effects of Kaioken. But let's keep going. Okay, so this is good. Frieza is finally in golden form, and yes, he does look annoyed, but to me, he doesn't look like he's in any great danger of being eliminated. He doesn't even look like he's taken any damage, to be honest with you. He looks like he's just annoyed and shooting ki blasts at who I can only assume is Dyspo. First time we're seeing Gohan all preview, and it looks like he's doing the same thing Frieza is doing, or at least at this point I'm guessing, which is shooting ki blasts at Dyspo. So it looks like we were right. Dyspo is dodging Gohan's ki blast here. Gohan is fighting against Dyspo at this point. We also see this purple aura around Dyspo. But my question is, why? Why is Gohan not fighting against Toppo? Why is he fighting Dyspo instead? Guys, I think when you take into account the text on the previous image, which is Gohan is being run down by Dyspo in his super high speed mode and is in trouble, I think it says to me that Dyspo is the one on the attack. He is the aggressor, and that is why I believe what I said earlier in this video, which is the reason why Gohan is no longer fighting against Toppo isn't because he decided to abandon Android 17 to go help Frieza. It's because Dyspo brought the fight to Gohan. Obviously I could be wrong, but those are just my impressions, those are just my thoughts. We'll see what happens when this episode actually airs. Okay, so these are obviously Frieza's hands, and he's using those string-like ki blasts. I think what's going on here, guys, is that Frieza is using his ki to create a web to limit the area that Dyspo has to run around in. I think it's a very, very smart idea, and it just goes to show the genius of Frieza, but I'm curious to see how this works out in the actual episode. Okay, this is really dope. First thing to notice is that Frieza's ki still seems to be in the background of this fight, so maybe his plan is working. Maybe that's the reason why Dyspo is clashing in this sort of strength contest with Gohan, whereas before we've only seen him fight via his speed. Maybe he can't use his speed as freely as he wants to. The second thing is, Dyspo now has that purple aura, that purple ki around him, which means that Dyspo is serious. We've never seen him using this ki before in this way, so I think we might be seeing a full power Dyspo here, guys. And if that's the case, it's very, very exciting to see that Gohan can clash with and hold his own against the third strongest fighter on the Pride Troopers. Before someone says it in the comments, yes, we don't officially know if Dyspo is at full power, and we also don't know if he is the third strongest fighter on the Pride Troopers for a fact, but that is the way he is being presented in the show so far, and that is my interpretation of what's happening here on the screen. So tone that comment down. Keep that one to yourself. Before we go any further though, guys, I want to say this. Because we are likely seeing a fully powered Dyspo, and because he's going up against the likes of Golden Frieza and a Gohan whose back is against the wall, I think this will be the final episode for Dyspo. I am making a call right now. Some of you guys already know I believe this, but I think Dyspo will be gone in episode 124 of Dragon Ball Super. Okay, and here we see Gohan chatting with Frieza. This is likely them coming up with a plan on how to beat Dyspo. You know, in all honesty, I like to look at things from all angles. And if Dyspo really is the aggressor, if Dyspo really is the one who went to go seek out Gohan, how could this scene have happened? This scene sort of gives me the impression that Gohan casually came in, maybe knocked Dyspo away, and is now having a conversation with Frieza. I mean, it could also be the opposite. It could also be that Dyspo attacked Gohan, Frieza showed up, helped him out, and this is Gohan standing back up. Either way, very interesting scene. You guys should take note that this is the second time in this tournament that Frieza and Gohan are coming up with some sort of scheme, some sort of plan to defeat someone. The first time was when they fought Frost. Frieza started to attack Gohan in this fake way to convince Frost that he was betraying Universe 7, and Gohan went along with it. So this is an interesting little love-hate tag team thing going on here. It's also extremely interesting to think about and put into perspective how much Gohan has grown, considering when Golden Frieza first showed up, he one-shotted Gohan in his base form. And by that I mean completely forget Golden, even forget his 100% power form. Frieza was in his base, in the floating wheelchair thing form. He hopped out of it and one-shotted Gohan, and now Gohan is the person he apparently needs to help him defeat his opponent. Okay, and here we have this very dope, very clean looking image of Gohan. I love images like this, and I'm not too sure why, but I think it's because they managed to capture this level of emotion in his face. If I had to describe this image in one word, it would be determination. Now, the title of this episode is pretty interesting. Obviously, the last three words are Gohan's last stand. And I think that title is purposely trying to give us the impression that Gohan will be eliminated in this episode. And although that is a possibility, I think that's a red herring. I don't think that's the truth. I think what's actually going to happen is we are going to see Gohan fight in a way that puts his life on the line, but in the end, he is going to win his fight against Dyspo. I explain more about this in another short video. It's only about 3 minutes long, but in case you don't have 3 minutes to check out that explanation, although the title has slightly changed since we first got it, what I just said is the quick synopsis of what I think is going to happen with Gohan's elimination in episode 124 of Dragon Ball Super. Okay, and between the channel's Facebook, Twitter, and here on YouTube, I don't think I'm exaggerating at all when I say I've been asked over 100 times since the episode was released 2 days ago, do I think this is Beerus? Is something happening with the gods? And I'm happy I get to address this here in this video. The answer is, guys, this is not Beerus. This is Dyspo. Yes, the aura and the facial expression matches what we've seen from Beerus very closely, and I think that was done intentionally. Maybe we're going to see a Beerus comparison. Maybe Beerus says something about his race or that look in Dyspo's eyes, but because we just saw Dyspo in the same color key, because we could see the battle wounds on this character, without a doubt, this is Dyspo. But if I'm wrong, it'll mean some giant revolt just started with the gods of destruction, and Beerus is now on the brink of death, scrapping for his life. That sounds like a pretty good arc if you ask me. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys. This is a much longer video than I usually put out. and I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I didn't bore you guys to death. Overall, a very exciting, very meaningful episode of Dragon Ball Super is coming up next. I want to see what happens with my boy Gohan. I think he's gonna put on a show for all of us. He might even be getting a new form, guys. I'm saying it now, he might even be getting a new form. If you made it this far, hit me with a hashtag endgame in the comment below. As usual, my name is Dooley. Thank you guys for checking out this video. Thank you to the Do Crew. Thank you guys for all the support. Looking forward to talking to you guys again real soon. Have a great day. Bye.